Donnie.
What?
You can't do that right now.
What?
Snore. You did. And we're live. They will know. Sorry, I missed who's... hello, Kathy. Oops. Hi. A bit different going live in the afternoon, isn't it? Hi, Mom. Hi, Vanita. But some things aren't going to change. I decided to have a afternoon iced coffee pick me up. And I have a couple things to do after this. So, how is everyone this afternoon? See if we can get some people loaded. I have a feeling it's going to be much different this afternoon than it is in the mornings. So we'll see. Hey, Linda. Hey, Dad. So we'll see what that's like. And we'll go from there. But it's okay. This is just today. And we'll make adjustments. Hey, Norm. I have Floral. I've seen some of you posting. Got a picture from Norm. It's great. Hey, Deanna. If you're doing Floral Friday and you shared it on social media in a way that I can share, then it's also been shared to the church's page to try to drive some traffic and some energy towards that. So, oh, I got milk down the side of my cup. So Mom's great. How's everybody else? Amen. Let me see if I can do this. Nope. It's not going to let me see the whole one. That's okay. I'll do it later. Norm sharing a verse. Yeah. What else? What did everybody read today in your devotions or last night? Because again, I know some people did at night, not in the morning. So what did you read? I was still in Deuteronomy. Oh, yeah. Dad, we're going to have to switch that on your phone, and I can't remember how to do it off the top of my head. I have to be looking at your screen. But my dad is commenting as Forever Young on the Facebook video. And that's okay, because we know who it is. Christine's doing well. Dad's got sinus stuff. Yeah, I understand. And Norm's super. It's awesome. Very, very glad. Hope that all of you are doing well, even if you're not commenting. Linda May is good. She says she's fine. That's awesome. I am doing pretty good because I got to go see my friend Dr. Stice this morning. You guys probably know Ryan. A lot of you do anyway. He's my chiropractor. So I got to go see him this morning and got an adjustment. And so feeling pretty good. I think I need to adjust something on YouTube. I'm so sorry. I need to remember to do this every... YouTube's being funky. We'll see. I have told my family to turn everything off, and I believe they have. But anyway. Yeah, so I got to see Ryan, and if you are friends with me on Facebook, then you may have seen the other night where I was having some vertigo issues. I've just started doing that last year around this time with sinus and allergy stuff. And so it's kind of more, what do they call it? Like positional. It's not like an everyday thing. My whole life I've struggled with motion sickness. That just adds to the horrificness of vertigo. But I went to the church the other day to work on my sermon, and I was sitting at my desk and just turning my head from my computer screen to my notes to type was about to push me over the edge. Hey, Carla, almost fell out of my chair. Thought I was going to be sick. And then it ended up pushing me straight into a migraine. And so I did some exercises, took several meclizines or Bonine, Dramamine, whatever you take. Same thing. And ibuprofen and went to bed. Slept all night long. So I've been feeling better, but the adjustment today for sure is going to help. Christine's reading a book that's just perfectly timely for her. So that's wonderful. The rest of you might be able to read the rest of that comment on Facebook, but I can't. I don't know why. It says see more, but it won't let me tap on it. I don't know. But anyway, so I was in the book of Deuteronomy this morning, and because I'm using my phone, I can't like pull everything up that I was doing because most of my devotions are on my phone on an app, so I can't really pull them up. And I neglected to write them down this morning. Speaking of the devil, Dr. Ryan just jumped on. Ryan, I was just singing your praises because I'm feeling pretty good today. Anyway, I wanted to share. I told you guys the other day that, we're going to be sharing more about Convoy of Hope in preparation for our one-day offering when we come back together. And I told you about this book that we received from Convoy. I'm trying to get it at an angle where you can, I know it's reversed. But I'm trying to get it where you can see it's big, guys. It's heavy, but it has the 25 and the logo Convoy of Hope embossed and the heart. I just wanted to show you this. If you did not look at this at the church before everything went haywire, it will be back at the church, and I really encourage you to stop and look at it. But I wanted to just show you. Oops, came with a little postcard. I just wanted to show you a few pictures in it because it's just, this book is linen covered. And then there's like testimonials from different leaders, people who support Convoy of Hope, like Shauna Niequist. She writes a lot of books for women, so some of the ladies might recognize her. Craig Groeschel, who is the pastor of Life Church in Oklahoma. Also, Life Church is the creator of the Bible app that most of us are using to do our Bible reading plan. Hey, Judy and Kenny. And many more resources for churches and pastors and ministries. And so Craig Groeschel, Joe Jonas, like Jonas Brothers, Joe Jonas, Drew Brees from the Saints. I'm surprised I didn't get a comment from the Peanut Gallery on that one. Zendaya, the actress, does a lot of Disney stuff, also is in the newer, like the last 2 Spider-Man movies. She was also in The Greatest Showman. Yeah, and so anyway, those are just some names of people who shared in the foreword about Convoy of Hope. Look at this. It's just stunning. Hey, Donnie, wake up. Anyway, so this is a Convoy of Hope truck that drives across the country. And this is what I want you to look at. One thing. Do you see this right here? That is backwards to you, I know. That is Speed the Light. So these semis have been purchased by students in the Assemblies of God through Speed the Light. How amazing is that? You can see our kids' dollars at work here. I just think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's also, yeah, anyway, I just think it's amazing to see that. Wanted to just, let's see, what do I want to show you? For those of us who do One Day to Feed the World and you know about their feeding programs, this book is ginormous. Here's a picture of a bowl of food. So, yeah. Christine, I don't know if you're being silly or not. I tried to really get it in there. I've got 3 screens I'm trying to show, but it's heavy. It's a big book. But there's a bowl of food, and there is some faces of people who benefit from Convoy of Hope. Let's see. Yeah, it's not, I don't want to like take the whole time to show this. How's this one? Look at Do you see what I'm saying? This book is amazing. I can't imagine how much it cost. And listen, this is not a complaint at all. This is really cool that they would compile something like this. I don't know how many churches. Okay. Sorry that you couldn't see. This guy right here, this one right here, for those on the other ones. This is Hal Donaldson, and he is the founder. Hey, Ash. And here he is handing out water to people. Hal Donaldson, founder. There are a couple of books by him at the church. I think I have one downstairs. How about this one? Look at that face. Look at that face. Hey, Aaron. I just think this is the sweetest. And here's what it says on the corner. It says, in rural El Salvador, a boy eats a lunch provided by Convoy of Hope. Today he'll leave school with a full stomach. That's powerful. You know, if kids are hungry, they're not going to learn about anything because they're too focused on their empty stomachs. So, amen, Judy. They got a contract on their house they're trying to sell. That's awesome. Praise God. Here is, on this side, you see Convoy at work. This top picture is after disaster. So they're doing disaster services, removing trees and stuff like that. And then the bottom one is the outreach. It says guests of home and volunteers enjoy a day in the sunshine. So that's what that one is. But I just think this book is stunning. There are so many pretty pictures in it. And the offering that we receive for Convoy of Hope helps them do the work that these pictures are showing. Here's another picture of one of the Convoy trucks. I'm going to show it around, so just be patient. There. And I can't see if you're seeing it very well, but I hope you are because the book is ginormous. Hey, Carissa. Really, really cool. A couple of years ago, Illinois students helped purchase a Convoy of Hope semi. And so at Momentum, they drove one in and it sat in the back of the auditorium and students gathered around it. We laid hands on it. We prayed for it. And that year, I think we bought one or two. Anyway, it was pretty amazing. These trucks, they're semis. They're enormous. But it was really cool to see. Here's another picture. Their disaster response vehicle. I'm not kidding. Where there are tornadoes or earthquakes or whatever. Hey, Nelda. If there's any forewarning, they will drive to an area close to where they imagine or where they suspect, where it's predicted that the worst damage will be, and they position themselves on the ready so that as soon as it's cleared, they can move right in and begin disaster relief. So it's really, really cool here in the States how they do that. They do a lot of things called rural compassion in rural communities of the U.S. They do inner city outreaches. I know that many of you volunteered for the one a couple years ago, where they do haircuts and food and groceries and all kinds of things. So what we do for one day really does make an impact. Look at this one. I'm just flipping through to find a couple pictures. How stunning. How beautiful is that picture? This one here. I'll tell you what they say. Just give me a second. So the black and white picture. Before enrolling in Convoy of Hope's children's feeding program, Kate remembers the days of being hungry. If I didn't have enough food, I couldn't concentrate on my studying, and I couldn't understand what my teacher was saying to me, she says with tears in her eyes, and she's in the Philippines. And then, you guys, wait a minute. Okay, 2010, Kate. 2014, Kate. 2010, 2014. Do you all see this? Look at this. It's going to make me cry. This is what it's all about. So 2010 or 2014 says, I'm studying hard now for my future, and someday I promise that I'm going to help them. Kate says she desires to help those within her community who are in need. Just wow. Here's another one. This picture is a little boy getting water in Tanzania from one of the clean water spaces that Convoy provided. And this one is in Nepal and the feeding program. Cute kids. Aren't they cute? Here you go. Most of the pictures you've seen so far have been on the feeding program. Here's a disaster relief photo. Yeah. So we received the one-day offering for Convoy of Hope for one day to feed the world, but I'm just showing you what Convoy does. It's just Convoy is just an amazing humanitarian, compassion-based ministry that impacts the globe, not just the United States, not just one part of the world, but literally like they're in places all over the world. Here's another picture. This is what it says, and then I'll show you the picture. Every pallet of food and every bottle of water that makes its way through Convoy of Hope is meticulously counted and transported to those in need. By caring about the details, we are seeing unprecedented growth and helping more people than ever. This is in Springfield in 2018 at one of their supply chains. So this right here. Look at all that. It's like a giant Sam's. So anyway, it's pretty cool. So that's what we do. We will be receiving our one-day offering our first Sunday back in church. And but I just want you to see what you're giving towards. Again, this is a book that we received because of Convoy of Hope's 25th anniversary, and it will be set out at the church so you guys can see it. We were supposed to have our area's contact person. Hey, Mel, Jeff Anderson was supposed to be with us this past Sunday. He was going to be our guest on Resurrection Sunday, but with everything going on, we've opted to kind of wait, and he may be able to join us if we come back on the 17th, but if not, he's going to send us a special message. But I just really, Convoy of Hope is, there are a few ministries, compassion-based ministries that have caught my heart, and Convoy of Hope is one of them. Convoy of Hope, Project Rescue, A21 campaign, which is another anti-human trafficking. Those are really amazing to me, and I just love what they do. So I'm not going to continue to show you all this stuff. Well, maybe I'll show you this. These are some partners, corporations who have been generous to Convoy of Hope. I'll show you this, and then I'll stop with the Convoy of Hope. Here's the picture. This is a warehouse. Look at all that. Isn't that amazing? It says in 2018, Convoy of Hope distributed more than $129 million of product donated by generous partners. So this was, and here are some of, that did not feel good. Here are some of the partners that gave. It's a pretty big list. I don't know if it goes on. No, I think it's just that page. But you've got places like Air One, which is a Christian radio station. The Assemblies of God Credit Union, AG Financial Solutions, Bass Pro Shops. I'm trying to think of some that you might, Beach Nut, so like that gives baby food. Cliff Bars, Campbell's, Carhartt, Coca-Cola, Clorox, Culligan, Dairy Farmers of America, Georgia Pacific, French's, Focus on the Family, Hershey's, Hobby Lobby, Home Depot, Hormel, Hostess, Joyce Myers, Kellogg's, K-Love, which is the parent company of Air One. Many of you probably know about K-Love, though. We don't have K-Love here in our area. We have Joy FM, which is fantastic, and Boost Radio. But K-Love is a nationwide Christian radio chain franchise. The National Breast Cancer Foundation, Nestle Waters, Niagara Bottling Company, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Otterbox, PepsiCo, Flying J and Pilot, Target, Thrivent Financial, Walmart, Tom's, Two Men in a Truck, So big donors, generous donors. And I'm mainly telling you that not because we sponsor anything or they sponsor anything for us, but because they support Convoy of Hope. And so you get to be involved in that when you shop at those places. So that's pretty cool too, right? Like, I think it's always great to know where your money goes and what kind of businesses and corporations you're supporting. So not only do we want you to know what Convoy of Hope is all about, but how cool is it that you see these companies providing for a Convoy of Hope as well. Sorry, I am reporting something on YouTube because dude says he's Bill Gates messaging me and saying things that I don't want to read. Not bad, just like, I know that ain't real. Anyway, so that's Convoy of Hope. I don't know about you, and I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you what I'm doing. We did receive our stimulus check and immediately moved whatever we needed to move into savings because Dave Ramsey. Also moved our Convoy of Hope offering straight over. Like, that's sitting in our savings waiting because it's important to us. So remember, we talked about it the other day, our offering that we receive on the first Sunday we're back in service. I just scared my dog. He just jumped. Is the One Day to Feed the World offering. The whole goal and concept is that you work one day and give that day's wage to Convoy of Hope to help with their feeding programs here and abroad. Okay, so this book is the Convoy of Hope 25th anniversary book. It will be at our church. If your church has been a supporter of Convoy of Hope and you're not a part of our church, you may have gotten one, so you may want to ask your pastor if you can see it, because it's beautiful, thick, heavy, linen covered, full color, just stunning. When I first got it in the mail, I opened it and I cried. Big surprise to all of you, I know. So there's my soapbox for Convoy of Hope. Please share. What else is going on? I see people greeting people that I can't see on Facebook. So welcome. Comment so we know you're watching. So I know you're watching. We can get to know each other. You can even just comment new, and then we'll know. You don't even have to say anything more than that. Just new. Yeah, Vanita, I saw on Facebook, the Chicago Sun-Times shared that our governor has announced that there will be no more in-school classes. So for the remainder of the year. So I guess I'm assuming that means we just keep doing the homeschool packets that they've sent, and they keep doing things online. It is a very, very big thing. You know, this is like, I was talking to, well, hello, Louina. Noah and I were talking a couple weeks ago that when his kids are in school, this will be in history books, and he'll be able to talk to his kids about what this was like, that he lived through it, excuse me, and what it was like to, exist during this weird time. So anyway, but it is sad. And I don't mean to make it sound like it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. You have students who have worked very hard to graduate high school, and they don't get to have a traditional graduation ceremony. I hope they're able to figure out a way to do something, but I don't know what's going to happen. So, but it is, and it's okay to be sad about it. It's okay to grieve it. It's a big deal. It's a milestone, and we celebrate milestones because they matter. And so when we don't get to, it is a big disappointment. It's a huge bummer. So I get it. And that's okay. We should be sad about it. I didn't think about it, but my blanket on my chair is ready for Floral Friday too today. I mean, it's been there all week, but well, since I got my new chair. Yeah. I mean, I have a good friend whose daughter is a senior this year. And, the thing is, like, I've even thought, well, I guess they could do something later, like when things relax a little bit. But but then you have kids that are going to be going to college. And so are they going to have time to even at the end of summer participate in any kind of ceremony? Because they'll be going to school. So I don't know, but I get it, Kathy. I mean, I would be bummed if my kid was supposed to be a part of a graduation ceremony and doesn't get to. But I guess we'll see what we do. I think if this goes on too long, like I said, it's going to be hard to pull anything together because you have kids that are going to be going away to college. And how do you make that happen? And yeah, so yeah. Well, because our prom was supposed to have been this past Friday, it was going to be Good Friday, which I think is really weird, but whatever. But that got canceled because of all of this, obviously. Just along with most other schools, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. They should be bummed, Erin. It's very disappointing. Erin says she has 2 nieces graduating, and they're really bummed, and I think they should be. I can't read the rest of your comments, so I'll have to look at that later. But you know, and I don't mean this to sound trite in any way, shape, or form, but it's so disappointing, and it's okay to be sad. I would be sad. I would be. I didn't go to my prom. That didn't matter so much to me, but I know to others it really does. But I would have been sad if I didn't even have the option to choose whether I went or not, and especially the graduation ceremony. So, but one day they'll look back, and I think that, God is going to make something beautiful out of this. So I pray that they are able to see that, you know. Grieve now. That's okay. Be very, very bummed and disappointed. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Just trying to think. I ended up with an extra coupon yesterday in my email for Kohl's, so I ordered my other 2 curtain rods. I got those ordered. Oh, and guess what? I didn't tell you this yesterday. So remember the other morning, the other morning I was telling you that my iPad broke, that it fell, and the piece the charging piece that actually goes into the iPad charging port, into the lightning port, actually broke off in there. And so we were trying to decide what we were going to do. And we reached out. If you don't carry insurance on your devices, you need to. It is a minimal expense. But for a small amount in comparison, we were able to, through our insurance, get my iPad replaced with an upgrade. So my new iPad, I am not from the deep south. My new iPad came in today. So it is actually setting up. I started setting it up a little bit before we went live. So that's pretty exciting. Right? I think so. And I needed a new iPhone. I just needed a new phone. My phone I know some people won't like this because they'll say it's just a phone, and it's true. Hey, Carrie, I hope you're doing well today. Been praying for you. My phone is 4 years old, which in smartphone stuff that's significant. So I've been eligible to upgrade for over a year, and we've just put it off because I wasn't like, I don't need it, but I do now because we do. So my new phone came in today too. My new case will be in Sunday. So we'll be setting that stuff up this weekend. How much fun is that? And then Noah will be very happy because Noah will have a phone again. Because Noah is getting mine. But anyway, like I said, if you don't carry the insurance on your devices, you should. Worth it. I know, Erin, it really is old for a phone. That's what I was saying. I was being frugal. There have been several times over the last 2 years that I've been like, I really want a new phone. I'm so tired of this one. But I have done good. I'm very proud of myself. Sorry. Shook the whole tray. Anyway. What else? Y'all, what else? I will be very happy for Noah to have a phone because that means he can not wait for me to be done with my devices to do his school stuff. He should be able to log into Google Classrooms on the phone. And he can engage in the youth group stuff, which I believe our youth pastor. Oh my gosh, I just got a notification that Donnie ordered Bigfoot stuff and it's on its way. Sorry, I thought I had some text, but I can't see them. There is a special Zoom call for our youth pastors happening, youth and children's student ministries. I know it's not a bad thing. Frugality is not a bad thing. Partially was because I was being frugal. Partially was because we had to be frugal. That's the bummer part of it. Anyway, student ministries are doing a conference call to talk about camp. So praying that we get some positive information on that. But this week, the National Youth Ministries Department canceled National Fine Arts, which is normally the last week of July to the first week of August, somewhere in there. And it was going to be in Columbus this year, so it's going to be super close. But they have chosen to cancel National Fine Arts. But fine arts isn't just an event. At least I know some people view it that way. You may be listening and go, I don't have a clue what she's talking about. I don't know what fine arts is. Fine arts is a discipleship program for teenagers, for youth in the Assemblies of God, to help them discover, develop, and to deploy them into their gifts and talents for ministry for evangelism purposes. So it's done in kind of a exposition form. So students, they do it at district levels. So some districts are states, some are like Missouri is split into two, Illinois is one, so it just depends. But by district, you do district fine arts. And from there, basically you present whatever your gifts and talents are, whether it's singing, preaching, ensemble, things like human videos or choir or worship teams or bands. They even do, a couple of years ago, they added stand-up comedy, which to me was one of the best things they could have done. We have some really funny teenagers. And so anyway, it's things like that. And they stand and they present them in front of a table of evaluators. And evaluators have criteria that they look for, but basically it's helping them critique and become better at presenting the gospel through whatever creative means they're doing. It can be photography. Ty got a superior with an invitation to nationals the first year he was ever in youth ministry for designing a t-shirt. That was a few years ago. And then we ended up having t-shirts printed and sold them for Speed the Light. So that was really cool. And then you can do different art mediums. Anyway, so in Illinois, even though we're not having National Fine Arts, our student ministries director, Pastor Chris Stanley, phenomenal, we're still doing a form of fine arts. It's all going to be virtual. So students can still submit for feedback from evaluators, their talents, their gifts and talents, and how they present the gospel, just to build, because the whole goal is that they become better and better at it. There is a level of competition in this, but the competition is really in yourself. Like, can you be better? Can you do better at presenting Jesus for others to see? And it's like I said, it's the truest meaning and part of fine arts is discipleship. Oh, Erin, that is a bummer. She said it was going to be the first time for all but one of their students to go. So it's amazing. But in Illinois, Pastor Chris is still urging our students, publish your faith. Publish your faith. Be creative. Publish your faith. Share it on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever they happen to be at, and get it out there. This is a great opportunity for that, And so be watching, because as that stuff gets shared, I'm probably going to share it all, because I want to encourage our students, but I also want Jesus to shine in this time. Um, I heard this yesterday, and my mom and I were talking about it today, and I mention it in my sermon on Sunday, but so teaser. We cannot allow this time that we are sheltered in place and not able to meet as a body in one building to pause our faith or our walk with God or our ministry. This season has to be used as one of preparation. We should be plowing and sowing constantly in this time to not lose momentum. If we do nothing during this time, when we come back, we're going to be behind. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that goes for the churches as a whole, but it also goes for individual believers. We cannot waste this time in this season. There is no wasted season with God. And so he is purposeful and intentional with everything. And so we want to do that as well. We want to plow and sow. The other thing I heard yesterday, which was really good, and I want you to listen to this. The harvest is plentiful, but are the laborers online? Because right now, the harvest isn't some random place way out there. There is still that. I want you to hear what I'm saying. But as a missionary in Illinois said yesterday, but are the laborers online? Meaning, are you, me, we're the laborers, right? Online. Meaning our field currently is this. It's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's Twitter, it's TikTok, it's all these other social media platforms that are being used. So the harvest at Finney, hey, sorry, he's licking the carpet. Quit. My brand new rug. Don't need the dog licking all over it. But yeah, that wasn't me. So don't quote me. That was missionary Bill Snyder who said that the harvest is plentiful. And I think even he said somebody else said it, but he's the one I heard it from. So you know how that goes. The harvest is plentiful, but are the laborers online? So my whole thing is we are not going to waste this. I am not going to waste the season. And I really encourage and challenge each of you who call yourself a believer to not waste the season, but to plow and sow. Plow and sow. What does that look like? Well, whether you're a part of our church, Aaron, I will see if I can find it, who it was who said it. Like I said, Bill Snyder said it. He's a missionary, but I don't think he came up with it. I think he said he heard it from another missionary pastor. So I'll see if I can figure that out. And if any, like my dad was watching, he was on that conference call yesterday too. So if he remembers, he can chime in with that. But I'll see if I can find that out, Aaron. But yeah. But we need to be plowing and sowing. We need to, okay, so that's what I was going to say. What does that look like? Well, whether you're a part of GC First or you're a part of another church and you just hopped on to have conversation, what that looks like right now is, number one, you publish your faith. So you don't be obnoxious, but don't hesitate to post what you're reading in scripture or how it's speaking to you, how you're feeling during this time. But regardless of how you're feeling, how good and faithful God is, or, share your praise testimonies. Good morning or good afternoon, Cindy. Share everything your church posts and does. I'm not even kidding. Like every post, like or love every post that they make. Share every post that they put up. And comment. Social media is not meant to be one-sided. It is a dialogue. So comment on this video, comment, engage in the conversations, hit the share button so your friends can join in if they want to, and like it. When our church, when we upload worship videos or the sermons, like or love, share, and comment. I would caution you against hosting watch parties. And the reason is because I know this is going to sound because Facebook does watch parties, but for our church services, don't do a watch party. The reason being is that when you do a watch party, it takes Facebook's algorithms away from the original poster and it puts it on individuals, which is okay, but it's not the way it, how do I want to say this? I don't know how to word it any differently. We want to drive people to the church. We want you to do it. We want you to be sharing your faith and you to be publishing your faith, like Pastor Chris says. But we want, if you host a watch party and you invite a few people and they come on your watch party to watch our sermon, you and they can have a conversation together, but the church doesn't get to see any of that. Like, we who moderate the church and stuff, we don't know. It doesn't count for our watches and views and engagements. We don't get to see if somebody new jumped on, or if somebody new prayed the prayer of salvation and gets saved and comments that they got saved. We don't get to see any of that. So don't do a watch party. We learned about watch parties when my mom started doing her jewelry business, because people would host watch parties and they would come back to my mom and be like, well, we commented. Well, we never saw that, because watch parties don't allow the host, the original page posting, to see anything about what's going on in your watch party. So it's really, really better on Facebook to just share the video or tag friends in a comment and invite them to watch it that way, but not to do a watch party. Yeah. Aaron says they're learning about that as well. I think a lot of people are, because it's just where we're at with things. In YouTube, you can share the link. You can copy and paste the link at the top and text that or email that to others. And on Instagram, when it's done, you can share the video to your story. So there's so many ways that you can get involved and engaged in doing that. But watch parties, I have learned, maybe fun in some ways, but they really don't help grow and develop stuff. Because like with Facebook, the more your video is watched, shared, and liked or commented on, then the broader Facebook's algorithms will spread your information to the people using Facebook. And so that's why I discourage watch parties. We did a watch party Friday night for the Good Friday service, because that was what we were asked to do by the host church, because that gave our church people the opportunity to respond within the church. And it gave us the feeling of having our own thing. But normally we would not do that. Does that make sense to everyone? Except if you don't use Facebook, then it's like, what are they talking about? So, but yeah, so it really does make a huge difference if you like and share. And I'm saying like, you can hit the heart reaction button or the like button. That's okay. Even in the live videos, like if something's happening in a live video that you really like, you can just sit and tap the heart. That actually helps. I'm not asking you to do that right now, because I'm not really saying anything that matters to. But, hitting the heart is like saying, preach it, preach it, preach it, preach it, preach it. So when you see a video of Pastor Cy or Pastor Byron or myself preaching and you really like something, bam, hit that heart really, 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 really hard. Don't break your device. Just mean like tap, 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 tap. Some of you are doing that right now. So you get it. Thank you. That's a little housekeeping logistical stuff, but it's important stuff right now because, again, like I said, we don't want to waste this season. We want to plow and sow. We want to plow and sow. The harvest is online. Are you? And if you say you are, but you're not sharing anything and you're not engaging in what the church does, then I can't help but wonder if you're really, really, online. The heart, I've heard that it does give a better algorithm. So anyway, that's also why I try to go back through on Facebook and like all the comments that people make, because that helps too. So yes, that's what I've heard too, Aaron. I have to see if I can find where I read that at. That the heart, yeah, it has a stronger impact on the algorithms. So, but You try to be a share maniac, Christine. Yeah. And the thing is, like I said, even on YouTube, subscribing is so important on YouTube. Subscribing is like the same thing as following, liking, and sharing on Facebook. Subscribing is uber important. So subscribe to the church's YouTube channel. Yes, Robin, I did. And he jumped on. I don't know if he's still on, but he jumped on a little bit ago. Yep. Magic hands, Dr. Ryan. But yeah, be sure to subscribe to the church's channel on YouTube. And like I said, you can even share the link so that more people can engage. So, yep. Hello, Gamal and Amal. How are you? I always figure whenever I can't see it on YouTube, but on Instagram and on Facebook, I can, if somebody I'm friends with hops on the video, I always say hi to them. And then I think, are they going to freak out? Like they didn't realize I could see them and they didn't want to be called out. Now they've been called out. I don't want to run them away, but I also want you to know that I'm glad to see you. So welcome to Church Chat, where we just chat. That's so good. I'm so glad to hear that. For those of us who are around our church, Gamal and Amal are Assemblies of God U.S. missionaries reaching to a people group in the St. Louis bi-state metro area. And they are from Egypt, and they are very sweet people. Hi, Olivia. Thank you. We're praying for you, too. We met them back late summer, early fall, and then they were a part of our missions convention. Just so sweet. Unfortunately, our budget, well, we do very well for a church our size, but our budget just didn't allow for really any expansion this year in our mission support. But we do prayerfully support all of those who come through, like Gamal and Amal. So we're really glad that you're doing well and glad that you hopped on and joined our conversation today. For those of you who have never watched before, just so you know, when I'm not looking right at a camera or at a device, I have 3 devices going for 3 platforms. I have YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So covering several platforms for the church, because we just want to give everybody the opportunity to get on in the ways that are work for them and to chat for a little bit. But we've been on for almost an hour already. Children. What else is new? Anything else anybody wants to talk about? It's rainy and gloomy today here, but it's not snowing. I've read several places that they've got snow, and I don't like that. Although I did get a notification from Fox 2 that we have a frost advisory. Not loving that. Not loving that. Ha ha! You're awesome, Aaron. It's too funny. Yeah, today was just because I had a doctor's appointment this morning. I went and saw my chiropractor. Woohoo! Because he's wonderful. His whole theory is the power that made the body can heal the body. And so Dr. Ryan is not just a good friend, but he's a great chiropractor. And so once a month I go see him, and today was that day, and I needed it, and I feel so much better, let me tell you. So yes, Monday morning we will be back at 9:45. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:45, except for today. Thursdays at 9, because I have past ministers conference calls on Thursday mornings at 10. So we move it to 9 on Thursdays. Oh, see, Aaron, that's my concern. So my friend Aaron and her husband are in ministry in Michigan. Aaron used to be here in Illinois, but she's saying that they have some snow falling, but it's very wet. And so they're worried about flooding in some areas. And that's my thing here, is that we're so far downstream that what you guys, now, not so much you because you're not along the Mississippi River, but you may have rivers. Do you have rivers that feed into the Mississippi? I'm sure they probably do. But any flooding or any snow happening up north will come into the river that will come down this way. But if you remember this time last year, we had like some nasty flooding. So we did our fire pit last night and we were sitting outside and I looked down at the ground and it was very dry and cracked. I mean, like resembles like a lot of times what we can see around here in the summer. And I thought, I really don't want rain, but I'm looking at the ground and I'm saying we need rain. So the rain we've had today hasn't been horrible. And so that's good. Northern Indiana had almost 5 inches of snow. Melody, are you still on? Is that true? Not that I'm calling my dad a liar, but ew! It is the middle of April. I'm sorry. This year, I am completely over snow. Sorry. My brother was calling me, and I can't answer that right now because I'm on a live chat. Ty, will you text Uncle Chris and tell him I'll call him back that I'm on the church chat this afternoon?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm over winter this year. I haven't driven over the river in over a month. Donnie goes because he goes to work, but I have not in over a month. I didn't know. I'm not surprised that the river's really high. This is the time of year that happens, but I didn't see the picture. That's just, sorry if this offends anyone. That's just stupid. Forever Young's my dad, Cindy, because he's an admin on that page. Sometimes when you're an admin on a page on Facebook, that's what it puts you in as, and he's an admin on the church page and Forever Young, so that's how his comments are appearing right now. That's my dad. 2020 has been a wonky year so far. Like I said the other day, I saw a meme that said, does anybody else think this was a waste of money? And they held up a 2020 planner. It's like, so a complete waste of money? No, because January and February, that planner got a workout. Not so much right now. But wonky is a great word for 2020. I would agree with that. I'm just going to pause for a second. There we go. Took a drive down. You did. The river is up. I told Donnie I want to go for a drive down the river road. I said we could take a picnic lunch and eat in the car. Or if O'Jan's fish stand is open, we could grab fish.
Ew.
You don't have to eat it. That's expensive.
You're expensive.
And I like O'Jan's. I probably am expensive, Colby. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Hey.
But I told Donnie, I want to go down. I want to take a drive down the river road. Guys, quit. I want to take a drive down the river road. Anybody else got anything they want to chit chat about? Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed, that nothing would really be open. I mean, that area is very touristy. And so if there's not much travel happening, but I didn't know if like some of the fish stands would be open, because most of those, like O'Jan's is one you walk up to and order and you don't have to sit outside. You can leave. But I knew Pierre Marquette was closed, but that's really funny that autocorrect changed my mom's from Pierre Marquette to Pete Marguerite. But I knew what she meant. Pierre Marquette. Most parks are closed. Most national parks or whatever you call those are closed. Nap time in your day planner. I don't really do. The ferry is running. Huh. Well, I guess because some people live over there and some people work, so I guess they would have to probably consider it essential. Are they making you stay in your car? Or are they allowing you out? Oh. Just curious. I've actually never done the ferry up there, so I don't know. Well, Christine, congratulations. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? I'm glad for you. I hope it works out really well. She got some temp work. she's a chef at a restaurant, so she hasn't been working. And so that's great, Christine. Yeah, I went in yesterday and ordered my monthly special from Chunko's. We've been doing that for over a year. Well, 2 years, I think. We love Chunko's monthly specials. I went in yesterday because when every time we've called, they said they're not taking any orders online or over the phone. But I went in yesterday and ordered our second special for the month. And they told me they couldn't guarantee it today, hopefully Saturday. I hope so too. But it's a great special. Chunko's is our local meat market. And for their monthly specials range from $40 to $50. And like this month, you get 6 sirloin patties, 4 pork steaks, 4 pork chops, 3 pounds of ground beef, a pound of bacon, a pound of sausage. You're supposed to get a box or 2 of Kraft macaroni and cheese, but they're out of that right now, so you can substitute it for another pound of ground beef. And 5 cans of S soda and a loaf of bread. Or is it a dozen eggs? Or maybe it's all of those things. Anyway, for $50, heck yes. So we still have some meat in the freezer. But I went because we knew it would take a couple of days. I stopped in there yesterday and ordered our another monthly special. So hopefully we'll get to pick it up tomorrow. We have food if we can't, so it's not a big deal. Dozen eggs. Okay. So it's a great deal. And those guys, they're working so hard at Chunko's. I mean, I know every grocer is working really hard. They're just a small business, and they are busting tail to serve their customers. And I really, really, really appreciate them. So, but I mean, there have been a few months we haven't done it just because some of the items that they have, we are not really big on. So we didn't, do it. But I would say most months we do, and some months we do it a couple times just to have it stocked up, or because there's 5 of us. So it doesn't, it's not going to last us a whole month. You were the only one wearing a mask, really. When I went in yesterday, there were several people in there with me. Like I had to wait probably almost 5 minutes to get up to the counter to do my order. And I would say the majority of people had masks on. I had my mask on. Some people don't get it, and some people, like today, I had my mask in my car, got out and went to meet my mom to go up to the chiropractor, and got in her car, and we were down the street, and I realized I left my mask in her car. But I trust Dr. Ryan is cleaning, and he was, so no big deal. I'm okay. Here's what I told my mom, because we were talking about it this morning about the mask and what if. And the reality is, even if you're wearing a mask and other people are wearing a mask, if they don't wear it right, if they're not utilizing proper, what's the word I'm looking for? Cross-contamination can happen so easy. If you touch the inside of your mask, it's contaminated. The people who are wearing their mask everywhere and gloves everywhere, there's cross-contamination across everything. So like I have a baggie of masks of gloves in my car, and I don't put my gloves on till I'm walking into the store, and then they come off before I get in my car and they go in the trash. Cindy, I bought one from somebody who makes them. That's where I got mine. And Donnie just uses his Who rag. Even though it's not like a mask, but they are saying the general public does not need to be wearing PPE and medical grade masks. You just need to have something with fabric that will decrease the amount of particles that you can spread through the air. That's the whole thing. So you don't need to have necessarily, that's what they're saying. Please don't, because N95 masks and other PPEs should be saved for people actually working in medical offices and in hospitals, not for the general public. So anyway, yeah. So I have somebody that made one, and I got it, and hers has pockets for filters, and she was kind enough to put a filter in each of mine that she bought. She bought a HEPA filter. That's what the CDC is recommending, like you put in your furnace, and she cut it and put a piece of the filter in both of mine. So that was really kind of her. But that's what I did. And I know my mom did that too. Ashley saying she did. Robin, I saw you added me to the page that your niece has that she's making them. So it's really cool. So that's what I did. But, you know, like if you're wearing your gloves in the car and you're driving and then you go in the store and then you bring your stuff out and you get back in the car with your gloves on, everything you touched in the store is on your gloves and now it's on your steering wheel. You know? So like I take my gloves off before I get in the car and throw them away. And then I have hand sanitizer in the car. So I get Instagram videos ended. We've been going for an hour. I use hand sanitizer, rub it on my hands, and then I put it on the bag handles so that whenever I have to grab the handles again, at least that's done. And then I get more hand sanitizer and I wipe down my steering wheel, and we have a stick shift. So yeah, Norm, that's different. I'm just meaning like, you know, right now people going and getting them. Like my mom has one, but my mom is severely immunocompromised. She has no immune system. And so my dad was able to get her one. I want people to hear me. I'm just saying the general public, medical professionals, even the CDC are saying you don't necessarily need that. You just need something. So anyway, but that's what I do. I'm not saying I have it all right. I've watched several doctors talk about what we should be doing as the general public. And so that's what I'm doing. But hey, I have a phone call meeting with our church pastors here in a little bit, as soon as Pastor Sai is done with his Zoom call with the other student ministries pastors with ISM, Illinois Student Ministries. And then I have some other stuff to do for preparation for Sunday. So I am going to pray with all of you, and then I'm going to jump off until Monday. Don't forget, if you're a part of GC First, and if you're watching and you don't have a home church, you are welcome. You are welcome to join every single thing we do. You are welcome to watch every single thing we post, obviously. And we are glad that you have chosen to join us. It's where I feel honored and I'm privileged that you would choose to watch us. So follow our page so that you get notifications if you don't already. Our services are Sundays at 10. So around 10 o'clock, we post a worship video and the sermon. And then Wednesdays at 10:30. So around 10:30-ish, we post worship and a sermon video. And then we do these live chats Monday through Friday. So you won't see anything from me tomorrow because we all need a day. And so tomorrow's my day. And then we'll be back for church on Sunday morning. So you're welcome to join us if you need a place. You're welcome. Welcome. Absolutely welcome to join us. So let me pray with you. And Aaron, I love that you jump on with us and join the conversation. And I'm praying for you guys too. Thank you so much. It means a lot. So let's pray. Lord, I thank you for today, and I thank you for my family and friends and the new faces that jumped on today. Father, I just pray that through all of this, we would all be very intentional with the things we say and we do, whether we're in our homes with our families or we are on social media. God, help us to be intentional. Help us to be the laborers online to prepare for the harvest that's coming. God, we believe that there is a harvest to have, and we are also working and plowing and sowing seeds for what's to come. We just pray that you give us the strength and energy to continue to do so. Give us wisdom as we do. Give us grace and mercy for others, Lord, during this time. Help us to be kind and generous, Jesus-loving people for others to see the light that you have placed in us, guiding them straight to you. I pray your blessings over everybody and keep them safe until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Have a great Friday evening. Have a wonderful Saturday. And tune in on Sunday for church. And if you go to a different church, please tune in there. And then you can come watch ours. But do your pastor first. Your pastor's working really hard. Okay, we'll see you later. Bye.